and we are posting the check on a real-time basis.
If a check is processed and sent to the recipient bank, and it happens that there is no enough funds or insufficient funds to settle that check, the check is returned back to the clearing house, and then the clearing house will send it back to the remitting bank. In that case, it will take 24 to 48 hours for a check to be settled because of this observation period. There's also cancellation period. A check can be cancelled if the remitting bank sends a check and later realize that there was a problem with the check, that it can be cancelled. But the very day the check was sent to the clearing house, if it goes beyond that day, the clearing house will not accept that rejection. So that check will be settled because the stipulated time is the same day that the check is sent to the clearing house. If there is any cancellation, it should be done that very day.
The basic features of the ACH are the adoption of a new check standard, which include a magnetic ink character recognition code MICA line, and the electronic exchange of check image and data files, as opposed to conventional paper checks for clearing and settlement purposes. Therefore, under the new system, checks cleared through the ACH must have correct B-band, that is the basic bank account number, printed on the bottom of the check leaf with the magnetic ink character recognition MICA. The imaging system should be able to process all checks that conform to the check design standard set by the Central Bank of the Gambia. Therefore, the proper handling of checks is a basic requirement of this new system, and at all costs, the public should avoid soiled, stapled, or damaged checks, which cannot be processed through these sensitive scanners.
The checks that are issued by the commercial banks to customers, if they are not handled properly, they could be rejected by the scanner, and this will delay settlement. Customers should be cautious of the way they handle their check leaf. They should make sure that the check is not soiled or folded. Check leaf cannot be folded. Otherwise, it will be rejected by the scanner, and that will delay settlement. So to avoid that, the check leaf has to be handled properly. And another thing is to append a signature. Customer will make sure that the signature is appended at the provision given on the check and not below the line where the signature should be appended. Otherwise, it will create a problem with the check leaf, because customers should not write near the MICA code line.
It is important to emphasize that customers shall be able to draw a check of any amount for cash withdrawal at the drawer's bank, but will not be able to settle their obligations to another bank above the current threshold of over $100,000.
The RTGS system is very important because it's a central system that does the final settlements of all the systems like the ACH, and when we have the GAMSWIC as well, it will also be the final settlement will be done on RTGS, because it's where all the banks have their accounts where they can move funds between them, and also between us central bank. We also have an account on RTGS where we do the settlement.
Customers do not necessarily write checks to make payment. The direct credit facility, the customer can walk to his or her bank and give instruction to the bank to pay by direct credit. Okay, that facility is instant. The moment action is done, payment is settled into that account. So it's another faster way of making payment. Customers should bear in mind that when writing a check, it should be 100,000 and below. Otherwise, it will be rejected.
The new electronic system of check processing has numerous benefits for the country's banking and financial industry, which has seen a surge in recent years. Until now, the manual processing of checks at the Banjul Clearinghouse was laborious, time-consuming, and slow.
Under the manual system, one key problem that the banking system in this country was dealing with is the fact that the incidence of return checks, dishonored check, if you like, or bounce check as it is commonly known, it's reduced to a minimum. In other words, there is no reason why that should be, because with an electronic payment system, that can be done easily.
The automatic clearing house controls all the remittances that are coming from the commercial banks. It processes the remittances and then process the return remittances, do the updates of balances and positions for all the participating banks. Right now we have 13 banks that are participating in the clearinghouse. It is the nerve center of the entire process. All checks that are processed, direct credits, all at the end of the day, come to the clearinghouse, and the clearinghouse will control and then send back to the respective banks. Then the banks will check the returns and control the returns.
The other important benefits, not only to Central Bank of the Gambia, but the whole economy as a whole, with technology, as you know, once efficiency is achieved, the consumers and the customers of commercial banks, would realize, a faster method of payment, faster and more secured, means of, payment. This, I think, is very important. The banks can manage what we call liquidity in a more efficient manner, in the sense that, they don't have to hold a large float, because the system is capable of, giving the banks real-time information on liquidity that is available to the banks at the Central Bank of the Gambia, and therefore they can manage their portfolios in a more efficient manner. This is a key advantage to the commercial bank as major participant, and such benefit would be passed on to their customers as well, because the customers too can also manage their float in a more efficient manner compared to the manual system.
The establishment of such a highly sophisticated data processing system requires an equally sophisticated security system that could effectively and efficiently deter as well as respond to the threats, both real and imagined. To this effect, the Central Bank has set up two sites, one based at the Central Bank building and another at an undisclosed location to serve as a backup to ensure the smooth and continuous running of the system 24/7.